Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Playful Humans podcast. I'm your host, Mike Montague, and my guest this week is a soul advocate and creative guide named Patricia Lindner. And you can find her at patricialindner.com. And we're going to talk with her about all kinds of cool things: soul art, improv theater, family dynamics, healing work, breaking out of your soul-sucking career and into something that is more playful. That's what this show is all about. It's how to take the burned out and bored and transform them into the energized and engaged. You can find Playful Humans at playfulhumans.com, where you can join our community of other playful humans. Check it out.
Don't wait for tomorrow. Keep chasing the sunshine.
All right, Patricia, we like to start with the joke of the week here on the podcast. The joke of the week is brought to you by cell phones. Is it still weird that we're calling them phones when that's the last thing any of us actually want to do with them anymore? Cell phones. Now, here's the joke of the week. And I thought you would like this as your work with the soul. A friend of mine didn't pay for his exorcist, and he got repossessed.
Okay. Great.
Fun. Welcome to the podcast. Tell us a little bit about your work and helping like high performers break out of these like soul-sucking, monotonous jobs that we all thought would be making us feel successful and fulfilled and aren't, and how you help people do that.
Yeah. So first of all, hi, Mike. Thank you for having me on your amazing, colorful, funny, joyful podcast. I'm so honored to be your guest. And yes, so I help high performers break free from soul-sucking careers, not in the way that people usually do that. So anyone who thinks about this as a strategy, I'm not a strategist at all. So I'm this kind of person who mixes creative, playful stuff, also art. So this is why you mentioned soul art. And I also, so I combine it with strategy-like steps that need to be implemented. But it is more this creative kind of soul work to really get to the drivers, to get back to passion, to be more empowered, and to really look at yourself with compassion, more compassion and curiosity. That's what I'm about and my work is about.
Well, I love that. I feel like that's what my work is about too. And I think it's about like authenticity and being the fullest, best version of yourself. But before we dive into that side of it, I want to ask you about the downsides, because I feel like it's shocking to me how many people end up in these careers that they don't really enjoy, or in jobs that are not fulfilling to their soul and stuff. And I'm wondering, I'm assuming most of that is just society pressures that you have to, pay the bills, or the work stinks and you're going to have to do it anyway. That's why they pay you for it, kind of stuff. But do you have any insight of working with people of where you feel like the misconceptions are, or why so many people get it wrong, at least the first time?
Yeah. So there are several points that come to my mind. So first of all, thinking about one very precious client of mine, she wanted to break free from her soul-sucking, very, very great career. But in the end, there were those concerns around money, of course. So she was in this leadership position, and she wanted to be admired. She wanted to get all the money. She almost sacrificed herself for this job, and also her family dynamics. And so she was torn into two pieces and two persons. And so I think it is about those golden handcuffs
Yeah.
that really shackle you to this long held and long well-known job. And so it is so hard to really step out of this well-known, I don't want to say comfort zone, because it is not a comfort zone for most of the people, but it is so, yeah, what is outside? Do I lose everything? Do I lose people who admire me? What could I do? So it is so familiar that it is really like a crusted, like a shell. And it
Yeah.
is really hard for people to step outside of this because they have this luxurious life. And so this is the main thing that I recognized.
And I think my next question would be about the part that is fulfilling to your soul. Like, is that something you feel like most people know already deep down inside, or do you find that people maybe just defaulted out of this because they don't know what to do, or they feel like a life's passion or purpose or something that warms your soul is something extremely difficult, like a miracle that we have to find, and it might take us until we're 60 to find what we're really interested in. I feel like some people have a hard time choosing really what would make them happy, and I might be asking for a friend if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so I think about that this way, that we lost it somehow. I think every child exactly knows what makes him or her happy. And I think we lost it, but it is still buried inside of us. And there are only those. So I think we could look at it as something that looks like a crust. And this person is this trauma, maybe it is even a traumatized person. And I'm not talking about trauma in this, ooh, you need to experience war way, but it
Right.
is traumatizing to hear from your parents and your teachers and your colleagues that this is the way it is meant to be, and you need to do it that way. You need to be the perfectionist. You need to climb the career ladder. And so I think this is this shell that is traumatized, but inside of each and every person, and I'm so sure there is this healthy, playful, creative human being that is able to access all the creativity and really, I think there are endless creative ideas inside of everyone, but the so-called lack of time doesn't let us get in contact with this. And so I think, yeah, I think that's the way I want to put it.
So you, at the end there, you hit what I was going to ask you next, which is, do you believe that there's like one purpose for each human on the life and one thing, or there are many things, and maybe that's what's confusing us, that we feel like there has to be a right answer to this question, and maybe there isn't. Maybe there's right answers.
I am so, as if you could read my mind, Mike, because this is what I have been contemplating a lot. Is there one purpose? Because there are all those coaches out there that tell you, I help you find your true purpose and passion, and then you can step inside of this and you can do whatever you want. You can lead this fulfilled dream life. And so I figured out, because I also was chasing this. So I broke free from my career as a teacher's trainer, which was a leadership position as well. And I thought, now, what am I going to do? What is my purpose? And so now, from this standpoint and this point in time, I think there is not such thing like one purpose. I think you're here to connect with the inside and connect with your creativity and really feel bliss and joy inside of yourself. So no matter what this is, no matter. So, and there could be many things that make you and others happy. And so I think there is, so chasing one purpose is a waste of time and energy.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I think the thing that trips people up is they feel like there's a bunch of what we call sunk costs in economics, that like, oh, I've spent 10 years in this career. If I switch careers, all of that is wasted and I'm going to be 10 years behind everybody else. But the fact is, at least in my experience, that's not true, because most people have 1 year experience 10 times. They didn't actually get 10 years ahead, and that you can catch up with people very easily if you just go read the top 10 books in any field and then go do some interest. I mean, you can create a doctorate within 3 years that will get you caught up to where everybody else is doing your own study. And that most people change careers anyway. So, so they have 3 or 4 careers. I think it might even be up to 6 or 7 now for, people exiting college or beginning their careers now. So that means that you're not really falling that far backwards, or you might have to restart your career anyway, even if it's in the same thing. So you might get fired and then have to go to another company and you have to relearn all of their processes, and it takes you another 2 to 3 years to figure out that industry, So I feel like those downsides aren't as big as people make them out to be. Have you found that to be true, that most people, once they give up those golden handcuffs, do just fine?
Yeah, I'm totally with you. So there are those moments, and I can talk about myself, where you think, so I have been doing this for 17 years, and I am this top leader in my career. And now I want to really call it, I am a nothing. So I don't know how to call myself. And so this was the moment when I thought, so this is depressing. And I don't know, why did I do this? Am I a bit crazy? Am I weird? Or what is going on with me? But now, in retrospective, I think that there is some sort of destiny, and that every next step is going to be revealed in the right order. This sounds like woo-hoo, but I just see this because now I can use all my experience of breaking free from my job to help others. Plus, as my background is the background of being a teacher and teacher's trainer, having psychology in my rucksack and things like this, I can also help families and their family dynamics, and I can help kids that they don't go into the direction of being the perfectionist and choosing this one and only job and being soul sucked in the end. So I want to do all of those things, and each and every step helps me, and each and every experience was right.
Yeah, I love that. And I think you're reading my mind again, because my next question for you is going to be that perfectionist thing. Do you feel like some people maybe are doing their passions, but they've set that bar so high for perfectionism that they're unhappy with what they're doing, that they're like, well, I might have enough money to feed my family and everything, but I don't have a yacht on the ocean, and I can't just go do everything. Or there's always parts of every job, even if it is something that's fulfilling for your soul, that's going to stink. You still have to pay your taxes. You still have to, commute to places or travel and do things that you don't like. Right. So do you feel like maybe some people are stuck in, they just have this unrealistic idea of what happiness or a fulfilling career looks like, or actually is, or what that balance should be?
Yeah, so I definitely think so. And I think there are many ingredients that lead to this. And one of them is, again, what they experienced as a child. So I oftentimes refer to this experience as a child, and which made us become those perfectionists, or those who always want to improve things and want to make it better. And there could be a better thing when only I reach this and that. So it is this, if I do this and this, then it becomes better. And they always look on the outside, and they search for goals and things to achieve on the outside, but never, and this sounds like nothing tangible, but it is inside. This fulfillment is inside. And I think very healing is looking at yourself with compassion and not with perfectionism, because perfectionism costs a lot of energy, a lot of money, a lot of health. And so, yeah, I definitely would say or agree with what you said.
Yeah, I like the way you put it as well. And I would just say that even what you said about like fate or destiny rolling out challenges, like when you're ready for them, or opportunities when you're ready for them, what I found is that just makes natural sense. So even if you are not spiritual or anything and you're just looking at it naturally, it's, well, yeah, you're getting stuck at the limits of your own awareness and intelligence. So once you break through that next level, you just reach the next challenge. It's not like you're ever finished where you're like, oh, check the box, I'm happy now for the rest of my life, I just keep doing this. It's no, once you get through this door, you unlock another room of possibilities and options. So of course there's always like another challenge, and you're never going to be perfect or finished. So it to me, that's kind of the exciting part of life, and shouldn't be one of the stressful or challenging things that are seen as a negative. Would you
Yeah.
agree?
Yeah, exactly. And I just thought about life not just as a box, but we feel this is the limited potential we have. But so oftentimes I talk about the job I do, and what I help people with is discovering the invisible. So that which they don't see for now at the moment, to reach the impossible, because there are unlimited opportunities out there. And we are not boxed. We just can't see the next level because we don't look outside the box. And so I think this is an ongoing process, and we always should be in the present moment and be ready for the next step and the next box and the next level to be revealed.
Perfect. Now I want to ask you about how you play and what you do for fun. So we mentioned some artwork already. You also told me that you like improv theater. So what do you do just for fun, and what gives you the most pleasure?
So you just mean personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, what I do for fun. So I have two kids, and they know about several things that I really love doing when we go. So because my daughter, she hates going for a hike, or so she always needs a motivation, and I oftentimes include things like, so there is one very nice thing we do. We take photos, we make a list, and we say things like, everyone needs to take a photo of something that is blue, an animal, something awkward, something very beautiful. So a list of 10 things. And then we go for a walk, and everyone takes those pictures. And in the end, we compare the pictures. So everyone goes its own way. Yeah, that's what we do for going outside.
That's
So this
cool.
is one thing. And I oftentimes use improv theater just when I feel there is this heavy energy amongst my loved ones. Then we just do a game, just pretending something, or making up a story, or starting to really make music and rhythm. And even my husband, who is not a musician, he can join us, because and he had a hard time doing so, but he can just start snapping with his fingers, and we make music together, like improvising music. I love this.
Oh, that's cool. That's really fun, and fun to do as a family. So maybe we should talk about that a little bit, and the family dynamics of the kind of healing work that you do. Tell me about that. What do you think is the biggest common challenge, or the biggest opportunity that maybe families are not capitalizing on?
So first of all, it is all so serious, and it is oftentimes amongst high achieving people. This is one factor. And then it is not knowing themselves, not knowing. So mom doesn't know herself, and she doesn't really know her kids. And this is when, so I work with human design. I don't know if you know human design.
Just a very little. So tell me about it. I'm
I
sure
take,
our listeners would like to know.
yeah, I use the human design chart, to really take a look at the energetic blueprint, the superpowers and the challenges of each and every person. And there is also information about the potential of being creative and the endless ideas, or how to really improve this factor. And when the parents get to know their own design and they get to know the design of their kids, they know, oh, I see, my child needs this and that to be at peace, and I can improve the creativity in this way. And it is like really honoring and knowing about each and every factor in the energetic blueprint of the people. And even my not so creative or not so open to creativity people, clients, they love learning about their human design chart concerning the relationship between them and their spouse, and also the kids. And so this could be the starting point to really go on this creative journey, discovering potential inside of the family and taking time to play and to paint and to get rid of factors, patterns that they don't need any longer.
I think that sounds really cool and really fun. I'll definitely be interested in checking out more about that. But for you personally, is there anything on your fun bucket list? Anything that you still want to do, like a dream or plan, something you've always wanted to do that's playful?
Yeah, so there are several things, and I should really step into this. So there is one. So when travel is possible again, there is this fun thing I would love to do. And this is just saying, I want to take the 5th flight that is on the list when I go to the airport, and just take this flight. This is something I would love to do. And concerning improv, I used improv at school. I used improv. And so as I played improv just with my clients and with pupils at school to enhance their creativity, and I also played in a small improv theater group here in my town, I would really, so I have this idea of wanting to be on a stage as a stand-up comedian. This is really big. And I don't know why I even shared with you, Mike, but this is something, this is something, as you asked me, I felt this energy, this driving energy to share this with you. I would love to be on a stage with hundreds, maybe thousands of people, and being the comedian, or the comedian that gives wake-up calls and presents an amazing program.
Wow. Well, that would be awesome. And I was going to say, it sounds really big, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, you can go do an open mic night for like 10 people at a local comedy club or something and get started. I think that's one too that I've always wanted to do. My brother did a stand-up comedy for a while during college and stuff, and had a lot of fun with it. But I got into radio and DJ and other stuff, hosting game shows and all kinds of other fun things, but I haven't done just straight stand-up comedy yet. And I think that's on my bucket list as well. Now, the last thing on our list for the podcast here today is the game. Do you want to play or do you want to walk away?
This is a good question. So let's play.
All right. We are spinning our wheel of games. There are 10 games that it could land on, and you got awkward questions. Awkward questions are fun. Just 3 quick questions for you that don't really have a good right or wrong answer, but something that might be fun or awkward to talk about. So would you get an implant in your brain that would allow you to communicate mind to mind with people if that was possible?
Of course I would. And I already think I have this implant to a certain extent, because I oftentimes can read people's minds. So didn't I tell you that I am the inventor of this tool?
I love it. Great answer. Now, if you could give advice to your 15-year-old self, what would it be? If you could whisper something in your ear at 15, what would you say?
Yeah, this is not playful. This is a bit, this makes me sad. It is, don't stop living your dreams, and don't just shut down, and just keep shining your light, and don't listen to those people who want to see you smaller than you are.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's fun, playful, and positive. Now, the last one is sometimes hard for people, but I feel like you might have a good answer for this one. What is the weirdest gift you have ever received?
Oh, the weirdest gift.
Yeah.
Just let me think about the weirdest gift. Ha! You caught me.
I know. I was telling you that one's hard for people to think of, but I think it's an interesting question because sometimes we forget about these that are really funny or weird.
Yeah.
I had my family gives funny gifts. Sometimes we'll do like the white elephant gifts, they call them at Christmas, or things like that. And so I've gotten some very funny gifts over my time, and I have trouble thinking of the funniest one. But my grandma and her sister, they're both in their like 90s now, and they have been passing around this goofy gift back and forth to each other. They'll hide it inside other gifts and stuff, and they've been doing this for like, I don't know, 50, 60 years or so. It's really funny. So I like the question. Did I
just
stall long enough? Did you think of something?
Yeah, I thought about a gift so I pretended to be happy about it. And this was back when I was, I think it was 18 or something. And I had this boyfriend, and he, just by listening to you, I thought about this weird present, which is not so weird, but I was not happy about it. So they had sheep, and I love animals so much. And he gifted me this carpet, this sheep carpet to lay out in front of my bed. And it even smelled like this animal smell, you know what I'm talking about? And so this was really weird, as he knew that I loved, or that I love animals. And so this was a present that was not really what I wanted to receive.
I love it. I think that is great. Some people would love a sheepskin rug, but I could see where that could be awkward too, if it smells and it's not what you're looking for. So you did it. You made it to the end. Thank you so much for playing with us today. Tell people where they can find you, and if you have any gifts or ask for our audience, what are your final thoughts?
You can find me on my website, and there is a button where you can schedule a call with me just to talk in a profound and playful way with me, just talking about what is going on in your life. I would be really interested about learning more about your career or whatever is going on in your life. At the moment, I don't have anything to give away, but I think this is amazing to really get in touch with people. And this is really something that I really would love to do.
You gave plenty for us in the last half hour, so no worries on that. It's patricialindner.com. You can find the link in the show notes as well, and find out how you can break free of a soul-sucking career and find more fun in your life. If you want to do that with the company of other people, check out playfulhumans.com. We have a community there where you can join other playful adults trying to make the most of their life with ideas and inspiration and encouragement to go out there and rediscover the power of play. There's also a playfulness quiz. If you go to playfulhumans/quiz, playfulhumans.com/quiz, take that quiz and find out which playful personality you are as well. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube. Give us a big thumbs up and share, and leave us a comment if you have one. Go play.
Bye.